We're back. It's round 6 of the UKC Championship, and this weekend we had a lot of strong pace, some really good results, so let's see how the final and this whole weekend plays out. So obviously this doesn't mean much, but I got P2 in warm-up, so honestly it kind of gave me some confidence going into qualifying. So the plan here is the number 9, 14 and I are going to work together to essentially get the best lap time. Now, we can't bump draft each other, but we can draft off of each other. So he's going to lead for a few laps, and then he's going to let me by, and then I'm going to lead for a few laps. So that's essentially what our plan was here. Now, a little bit of foreshadowing here, and you'll see what I mean in the future. But coming out of the pit lane here, I just don't have my car just won't get up to speed. It's kind of bogging down. It's not exerting the amount of power that it should be. So in the low speed, and I'll kind of explain that later. But for the next couple of laps, unfortunately, he didn't realize that I wasn't on his tail. So I basically don't get a draft. Now, I am going to catch up to him to a point where I might get a very minimal draft, but he's then just going to let me by, and that kind of sucks because now he's going to get the draft off of me, and I didn't really get a draft off of him. But you know what? I'm going to just push as hard as I can and see what happens because, the draft can make a big difference, but sometimes, depending on how you set it up properly, can kind of make a big difference. So with that being said, we're going to come in from quali, and we're going to qualify in P4, and we were barely off of third, which was really, really good. So I was really happy with how quali turned out. Now, as you guys see the DSK logo shown right in your face, I'm going to please ask you to subscribe to the channel because it really helps me out and I'd appreciate it a lot. So thank you guys so much for those who have subscribed and those who are going to subscribe, hopefully. So anyways, that was qualifying. We're going to come on in overweight, obviously, because you don't want to be underweight. So we're going to set ourselves up for the pre-final now. Alright, so heading into the pre-final, I'm going to be starting in the highest place I've ever qualified, P4. I'm honestly just not that great at quali, so I'm actually pretty happy with qualifying P4. Now, before the race is about to start, I want you guys to kind of look in the distance. You can see that there's a red flag. Now, the reason this happened was because there's 3 classes racing at the same time, Master, Senior, and Junior. And one of the seniors could not get out of the pit lane. Their kart wouldn't start. So they red flagged the session so everyone could get back into the position and ready to go. Once again, Evan Rivas giving us camera footage, which is going to be awesome. He's going to be featured a lot in this race, which is really cool. So we're going to get into the bumper of him, and here we go. Alright, so the green flag is out now. We're going to actually get a really good start in this train, and we're going to be up on the bumper of Evan. And we're going to barely tap the 985's bumper right there. But on my left, the reason I go wide there is because the number 919 was kind of up on my inside and I needed to give him racing room. So at this point, I'm pretty happy. I'm in third, which is really good. So, my goal now is to try and make some progress forward. Now in front, the number 985 is going to pass Evan into the first corner, and this is going to allow me to start catching up to Evan. And my goal here is over the next course of laps, I'm going to catch up to Evan, and hopefully we can work together to be able to catch up to the number 985. So yeah, we're going to catch up to Evan now, and basically the goal is I'm trying to work with him, and if an opportunity comes up to pass him, I will. And that opportunity is actually going to come up one lap later. He's going to make a little bit of a mistake here going wide, and this is going to allow me by, so I'll just take the free position. So thanks, Evan. I just kind of want to talk about a little bit about the gearing and how it was kind of set up for this race. So on average, besides the number 985, I was 1 tooth lower than everyone. The reason I did this is because, honestly, I wanted the straight line speed to get around people, but because of this, it also means that I'm going to be a little slower on corner exit. So with that being said, I just want to let you guys know that we're going to have a rubber banding kind of effect with Evan, because what he's going to do is on the corners, he's going to pull a little bit from me, but then on the straightaways, I'm going to catch back up to him. So here, Evan, he's got a really good run out of the corner. I actually had a slide kind of on that corner exit, and that's going to allow him to make a nice move, get by me. Now, remember how I was talking about that rubber banding effect where he would kind of pull on corner exit and then I'd catch back up to him on the straights? So like you can kind of see it here, kind of same through the corners, and then he's just going to pull a little bit of a gap here. Now, I know I probably could have taken the double right there a little bit better, but if you just kind of watch, like see how I'm gaining a lot on him on the straightaway? That's because of just all the gearing, and it was getting to a point where it was hard to work together because he would pull so much time away throughout the lap. Like he'd pull like a 5 kart length gap, but then I'd make it all up on the straightaway. So it was like this, we could not work together, and I could not pass him. Now, this is going to be a little interesting here because we're actually hitting traffic. So you can see a kart back in there in the distance. And because there's so many classes and the way they're spread out, we actually hit traffic this race, and we're actually going to held up by one of the masters. Now, it's not his fault here because, like, he couldn't really let anyone by here because it's like just like it's like endurance racing basically. So thankfully we're all gonna get by though, but it kind of bunched up I think there's like 6 cars behind me, kind of bunched everyone up. And at this point, the number 985 is just gone, and I know there's nothing much I can do. I'm gonna try and get past Evan because, you know, it's the white flag lap now, and honestly, I can't really do anything. Like, I was thinking about sending it there, but I was like, P3 would actually probably be a better spot because I'm going to still have, I'm going to start on the pole lane, so I was like, I'll just do that. And the thing is, even if I wanted to pass him, it would have been really hard because the whole time we were just doing the rubber band effect back and forth. So, realistically, unless if he made a mistake, like a huge mistake, either coming out of a corner, there was almost no way that I was going to catch him. Like, you can see he's going to kind of pull there, but then I'll kind of pull at the end of the straightaway. And yeah, that was basically the pre-final. We're going to finish in P3, so I'm really looking forward to the final. Hopefully we can get a podium this race, and yeah, everything's looking good, so we'll see how it goes. So, like I said, we're here for the final, and I did some tweaking with the carburetor. I learned that my engine temperature on the low speed wasn't getting up to temperature, so I kept kind of leaning it out. And you'll kind of see where this issue of leaning it out kind of becomes a problem. But let's forget that right now and watch the race start. Alright, so my foot has been to the floor for about a few seconds now, and you can just see the 85 pulls away. I knew he had more teeth than me, but I was like, okay, that kind of sucked, and now I've just lost 4 places, and now I'm in P5, which, going from P3 to P5, yeah, not ideal. So, at this point, I'm kind of frustrated because, man, I don't feel like I have the speed as some of these guys do, and I felt like the only reason I could keep up with them was because they were all kind of checking up like that. But I do know that I lowered my tire pressure just probably a little bit too much because I'm always afraid to overheat my tires, and I knew that their number 914 actually pumped them up like way higher than me. He was probably going to have an advantage in the start, but then I'm going to kind of start to rise towards the end because that was kind of my goal. I'd say right here, I actually get checked up once again because they all back up, and there's a car to my left, and you kind of hear the motor of him. But at this point, I need to be patient. I need to get my tires, kind of just have my tires ease in, and I just need to kind of relax and realize that, you know, we still got a lot of laps to go. A lot of things can happen. Everyone's fighting. Everyone wants that podium. At this point, I'm just going to stick with the number 914. And then just, yeah, let's see if we can maybe make some passes. Just kind of see what happens. You know, if an opportunity comes up, I'm going to go for it. The number 914 is going to start falling back from the group in front. And I am going to realize this, and I'm like, I kind of need to make a pass now. But right here, yeah, so I know what you guys are thinking. Did you seriously just drive off the road? Yes and no. I actually was nudged. Now, I don't think the nudge was on purpose. Anyways, here's the last lap. I'm going to pass the 36 here. Yeah, the only reason I managed to pass him there was because I got a good... He kind of had an okay run out of the last corner, and I had a good run, and it kind of kept us even, so then I got the speed. So that's P10 for this race. You know, almost had a good result, but that's how racing goes sometimes. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know the final wasn't exactly the best because, you know, that's what actually matters in the race day. But that's okay because we'll always come back stronger and learn from our mistakes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.